Now, Cannes Lions just kicked off, and we thought why not kick off our interview series with José Miguel Sokoloff, the president of Global Creatives Council of MullenLowe Group, and also the president of Team Unilever at IPG. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much. It's great to kick off your interview series. It's an honor.
Now, tell us, which are the MullenLowe entries that you think will pass the test of creativity at Cannes Lions this year?
Oh, you're starting me out with the trickiest of questions, because Cannes is very difficult to predict. Like the future usually is difficult to predict, but I can probably predict the past. Look, I think we have. I think the important thing that I would like to say is that what I feel proudest about our entries is that they are really important and work that the clients put a lot of money and it is, some of them are the main campaigns and the biggest campaigns that they did during the year, and that is what excites me the most, that we don't have we have very few entries that are not responding to a specific brief that we got from the client. And that, I think, is what we as an industry have a responsibility of doing. And if those do well, I will tell you that those were the ones that I thought were going to win.
Smart. All right. Now, I was just tracking MullenLowe's entries and wins over the past many years. And please correct me if I'm wrong, but it's been a while since you've got an overall Agency of the Year. So what is it? Is it because there has been a lack of emphasis on Cannes over the past few years, or is it just a case of, we didn't make it?
You mean as overall agency of the year? I think the last time we got overall agency of the year was 1996.
Okay.
And that was in a very different Cannes. And our network has become smaller over time. And I think it's mostly a question of size and not a question of commitment. We have had some bad years in the past, but last year, for example, we massively over-indexed. And we were Agency of the Year in the classic track, for example. But also Cannes is very difficult. Is very different than what it was, and we don't have the budgets, and this is also a numbers game. And we have to admit that Cannes is also a numbers game, and we don't have the numbers.
Like you said, and you managed to become the Agency of the Year in the classic track, which kind of focuses on the traditional aspects, all the creative mediums which are traditional, outdoor, print, all of that. Tell us how soon before you become relevant just as much in the digital space?
So I think that is the tricky part. The tricky part is, I think the classic aspect of advertising still awards mostly the idea. Mm-hmm. It is really mostly about the idea, because there is no surprise in print, and there is very few things that you can do differently with a page. But the idea is what it's about. So I'm happy with that. I'm content with that. Now, we have to get better and better at moving these ideas out of the traditional world, and that is a challenge that all agencies have. But if you look at our shortlist spread so far this year, we are shortlisted in creative data, for example, which is already a very interesting place to be. And we are shortlisted in those, if you will, more modern social and creator. We have a few very strong, I believe, shortlists there. So we are making the transition, but I think the transition is much more effective when it is connected to better ideas. So I'll take both.
Now, in this day and age, when we hear about seamless integration of the services across the network, I want to ask you, what is it that the client truly values? Is it a great agency leader and an agency, or the entire ecosystem within the network? It having to be multiple proficiencies at one go.
I think we're all going through a crunch of cutting down our costs, and clients therefore have less people in their marketing department, and they can't deal with all the problems or all the issues that marketing presents at all times. I think what they value in an agency partner more than anything these days is be my concierge. Be the person I go to and find the solutions to my problems by making sure that the best talent that is available has input and works on it. But I think seamless integration is something that campaigns. In Cannes there used to be an award, a whole category that was integrated. It now went away, and it went away not because integration is less important. It's because integration is a given. If you're not integrated, so but I do believe that the biggest thing that is happening now is clients need us to take more weight off them than before, because we have to do jobs that we have to do more coordinating, so it's better for them to have a single point of contact.
And another very interesting thing that Lowe Lintas is doing in India is instead of acquiring and kind of building in-house proficiencies across various functions, they are trying to collaborate with agencies who do it well.
Yes.
So is this a model that MullenLowe is following throughout the world?
I think India does. India and the leadership of Subbu in India always brings interesting things to the table, and I think that's one of them. I think they're not pioneering this because it's all been done, but they're doing it in a structured way, and I think we have a lot to learn from it.
Another thing is, whenever there's a big merger, big acquisition, we always hear that, some agencies or some workforce are the impact of collateral damage. Now there's this huge merger that's happening, Omnicom and IPG. Is there any fear in the corridor that some part of MullenLowe could become collateral damage?
So to your question, there always is some collateral damage, and everybody needs to be aware of it, and we all are. I think it would be dishonest if somebody was saying, I'm going to be all right. I don't know what's going to happen in that, but what I do feel is that as an industry that is permanently talking about brands, it's kind of disingenuous to not have any respect for our own brands. And I think Omnicom has made that very, very clear in all of the press releases and all of the talks that have been given. They are an agency that believes, they are a holding company that believes in their advertising brands, and I think that is the right attitude. If brands we live in a world where if brands are not differentiated, they disappear, and I get that. And the brands that are not differentiated will probably disappear. But we have differentiated brands, and if you have something that makes you unique and makes you different, I think those will be okay.
Super. Thank you so much for that very candid responses, and also for ducking to make the frame right.
Oh, you're welcome.